It came on. There's somebody there. Okay. Bonnie,
Good morning. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
Morning.
Morning.
That's much better. Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Is that good? Okay. Can you hear me online?
Yes.
And we're recording?
Yes.
I think we're good. Okay. I hope we're good. I'll hear about it if we're not. It's okay. Anyway, welcome. I'm Bonnie Pollock. I'm Vice President of Philanthropy and Community Engagement. For those of you I have not met or don't know me, I am pinch hitting for Steve today, who is taking a vacation this week. So if it's been more wild than normal, it's because Steve's gone and we're having a great time. But don't tell him everything ran smoothly. Anyway, so thank you for your patience with me today. This is normally his thing. So I am going to ask Don Hertzler if he will open us up in prayer today before Tom Hall.
Would you bow with me? Almighty God, we gather here again as your people, giving thanks for the life that we have, and especially praying for the many people who look out for us, friends, relatives, and the wonderful staff we have here. We ask your blessing on them all. With many needs, we thank you for your care, your healing care in our life, but we especially turn our thoughts to those many people in the world around us who have greater needs, that you might find ways for us to be in service of them on many levels. We give thanks for your Son, for his wisdom and his insights into who you are and how you are and what you expect of us in the life we have left to give. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Don. Jesse, I need the clicker to move through the slides. Again, imperfect people. Thank you. Anyway, we do have a bit of fun for Town Hall this morning. I thought in the spirit of getting to know your neighbor, we are going to play a fun game of this or that. So all you have to do is when you see it, I'm going to ask you this or that, and you just have to say something that it's true about you. So the first one is super simple. So our game, got to turn it on. Maybe not. It does not work. I didn't ask for it to be working. Aaron, will you move the slide? Or not? Boy, it's going to be a long town hall, guys. Sorry. Okay, so we're playing this or that. And it's really two choices. And so if it's one of the things you want, you raise your hand and the other one. So we'll do a practice run. Okay, next slide, because this is not working at all. Oh, maybe that was me. Okay. If you prefer a book to a Kindle. Okay, so the book people, raise your hand first. If you prefer to read. Whoa, I wasn't sure how this one would go. Book people. Okay, if you're a Kindle person, raise your hand. That's me, totally. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. Okay, so see, this is how it works. And feel free to look around. You should be learning things about your neighbors, okay? So, next one. It's a big debate at our house because many of you who know me know I've never met a French fry I do not like. So even the bad ones, I love them. So if you prefer French fries, raise your hand. You are my people. Right here, all of you are my people. If you prefer onion rings, wow. I never would have guessed so many onion ring people. Interesting. Who has the best onion rings in town? Really? Okay, so shout out to the onion rings on campus. Nice. I would give a shout out to the French fries on campus. They're delicious. Okay. Nope, only hardcore fry for me. They will work in a pinch, but not my favorite. Okay, next one. Early bird versus night owl. If you're an early bird, raise your hand. Okay. Yeah, totally. What is early? Who wakes up the earliest here? 6. Okay. Oh my goodness, Carol's 5. Nice. Okay, who's a night owl? Wow, it's pretty divided. How late do you stay up? Yeah, no, that's not me. That's not me at all. I'm a 9 o'clocker. I can't help it. Okay. Next. This is a hot debate. You should know that when I did this with the employees, housekeeping had a very strong opinion about this. And I believe they are 100% right. So if you believe it should be under, raise your hand. Just so you guys know, you are completely wrong. That is not how it works. If you believe it should be over, our housekeeping team agrees with you and appreciates you. Yeah, this was hilarious when we asked our employees this question. They felt very strongly about this. So,
one spot and roll that said, wipe out Osama bin Laden.
That's
It
funny.
had to be over.
oh, it had, so see, it told you. One subliminal message at a time. It is telling you over. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. That one's one of my favorites. Coffee versus tea. How many of you are tea drinkers? I'm a tea drinker. Which one you prefer? You can drink both, but you prefer to go tea. Okay. Coffee drinkers. Oh yeah, I figured this would get it. Richard's a double coffee back there, maybe espresso. Okay. City life versus country life. And I deem city life, Tulsa, city life, country life, farm living, not like Green Acres Farm, but more like you have a lot more land. Okay. So if you're a city person, I'm a city girl. Okay. Country life. Jane can't decide. She wants to live right on the edge. Okay. This is another. Oh, see, people feel strongly about this one too. Are you a cat person? Oh, quite a few cat people. Nice. How many of you currently have a cat? I know you guys do. Okay. How many of you are dog people? Yeah. That's what I love about our community. Lots of pet lovers. Do what, Dorothy? Oh, yeah. How many of you prefer no pet at all? That's a good question. Wow. Nice. Okay. Okay. I think this might be our last one. This is a debate at our house. We are very divided. If you prefer your go-to like junk food, non-healthy meal is pizza. Oh, a lot of pizza fans. Okay. Burgers. Yeah, me too. Best burger in town. Somebody who has the best burger in town? Andy? Brahms. Okay. Anybody else? Stepping Stone in Bixby. I've never heard of it. Okay. Which one? Oh, Arnold's is good. Good call on that one. Oh, Ginger, you're just, thank you. Another vote for Trinity Woods. Good job. Thank you. That's a good way to end. Thank you guys so much for participating. Hope you learned a little bit about each other and probably more about me than you cared to ever know. So I apologize. I'm going to turn it over to Dennis to do our star of the month.
Didn't ask Republicans and Democrats.
I know better than that. I know better than that. We're still a happy neighborhood here. Okay, there you go.
Do I need that?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dennis Graham. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Trinity Woods. We, as you know, each town hall, we announce a star of the month, employee star of the month. And this month, I have the pleasure of announcing Greg Navarre in our maintenance staff. Greg's been with us since July of 22, almost a year. He was born and raised in Garden Grove, California. His education was Clinton High School and OSU Tech. Go Pokes. As a kid, he wanted to be a football player. One meal forever is seafood. Knowing him, I don't know if that means seafood and eat it or if that means the shell type of food. He clarified shell food. His favorite holiday is Christmas. His hobbies are golfing, coloring, and gardening. His favorite Bible verse is, "Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." Psalms 23:6. It's awesome. His first car was a 1961 Chevy pickup. A fun fact about him, he met his wife on a blind date. They eloped to Vegas and got married. He's been married for 37 years. He has 3 daughters, and his supervisor has good things to say about Greg, as we all do. Greg has taken to heart our mission and vision values, and you can see it in how he takes care of the members on a daily basis. That's Ty Westlake, our facility manager, and I concur with that. Greg, let me get you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you.
Did you elope him?
Yeah, great question.
That's a great question. Should have written more about that. I apologize. Okay, wait, don't go anywhere yet. Okay, so with that in mind, you should have, I just want to remind everybody how to nominate a star of the month. There are cards on your chairs, but there are these little red boxes all over campus. There's one in Crestwood, there's one in Span Wellness, there's one right outside the door here, there's one in healthcare, one in Holloman. That's how you nominate. You don't have to write a novel. You can write 2 sentences why you want to. But I should tell you that this means the world to our employees when they get feedback from you guys, whether it's from you, your family, coworker. It really does. There's Crystal and Bill can tell you how much it means to them when they are told somebody has turned in a nomination for them. And we try to do something special for each of them. Even if they get a nomination and aren't selected, they get kind of a fun little free meal in the employee line. So please know that it really does matter. They are all read. They do not stay in that box. We get them out, we read them, and we share it with their supervisor as well as them. So please continue to turn in your nominations for that. It'd be really helpful. Okay. They do have to be a full-time, no. They have to have worked here for at least 6 months, not full-time. They can be a part-time and a PRN, I think, too, right? But contract employee is a no. There you go. Does that answer your question? Trinity Woods employee, but they do not have to be full-time. They can be a part-time employee or a PRN or as needed employee. Okay, so thank you for turning those in. Next on the agenda is the marketing referral. This last month we got 3. So thank you guys so much for turning those in. We really appreciate it. And we call on them every time. It is critical. And so we appreciate you sharing with your friends. So of the people who turned in, Dennis is going to draw for the $100. Ken and Charlotte Frazier, thank you so much. Will you take that, Tim? $100 cash just for helping us sell Trinity Woods. The other thing you'll see on your places is May availability. That's just highlighting a couple of things we have open on campus right now. If you know of anybody looking, we would love, we have a full sales team and we are very busy, but we love to show campus around. So if there's somebody that you think would be a great fit, please have them reach out to us. We would love to show off our great campus. Next is Fireside Chats. It's on your wellness calendar. You do not have to RSVP for those. There are 3 of them. You can pop into one of them. I wouldn't go to all of them because you got better things to do. But we would love for you to go to one of them. The reason they were started, if you'll remember, it was actually some feedback from you guys. We started it last fall. And we're going to kind of try to continue to do them quarterly. And they're basically just times for members to have about an hour with the CEO. He comes with some things that people have been asking him, but it's definitely an open forum for you guys to be able to ask questions, things you've heard about. So I would definitely encourage you to try to go to one of those, and they're at various different times. I think next Tuesday and Wednesday. Is that right, Heidi? Okay. There's 4 of them, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thank you, Adrena. Yeah, I was like, I can't remember all of them. But yes, so please look at your wellness calendar and know that you do not have to RSVP for those, but we really do hope that you will take advantage of that. It's a great opportunity to just have some one-on-one time, get any questions, rumors, myths. It's a great thing. Feel free to ask Steve a weird question like toilet paper under or over. It'll throw him off. So the next thing I want to make sure, and you will get more information about this as in the next newsletter, as well as in the wellness forum, but we are hosting or Steve is hosting a kind of, I don't know that it's a book club, but it's a really great forum about this book. It's called They're Your Parents Too, and it's a phenomenal book if you haven't read it. There are some in the library. If you need them, Heidi can tell you how to get them. We have several that are circulating on campus. But he wanted me to definitely mention this. We hope you will come, invite your adult children, invite your friends. This is definitely open to anybody. It's not a Trinity Woods only event. We really are doing it as kind of a way to just get people talking. It's a great way to help people kind of navigate that journey of aging with their parents, with their siblings. It's just sometimes it's a rough road and you lose sight of your joy in it. So it'll be kind of a open like book club style. And then there's going to be kind of discussion and forum that allows people to really talk about and how to conversation start this. So put that on your calendar. Like I said, you'll get more information about it in the next trail mix as well. The other thing I want to make sure you remember, this is also in the wellness calendar. The board is coming to Trinity Woods. They come every month, but this is just for you. They are going to come right before the Thursday night. It's not concert, it's a play. At 6:30, they're going to kind of be in the main lobby, but it's just a way for you to meet them, learn who they are. I know you guys know several of the ones on our board that live here, but this is a great way for you to meet everybody else. The board sets the strategic vision for the organization. And we would love for you to come meet them, thank them, just get to know them. Many of their family members live here or have lived here. And it's a great way for them to hear from you and you to hear from them. So I really encourage you guys to do that. It's about 30 minutes, very social, no formal program. It's just kind of a nice meet and greet so you guys can meet the board of directors. And then my last thing is about philanthropy. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has already made a donation to the Good Samaritan Fund. As you know, that is a critical need here. It's probably one of the largest critical needs that we have on campus, and it helps more people than you will ever know. And it probably helps many people you know that you don't even know you're helping. So that campaign will run through the end of the month or through the end of June. But I would encourage you to, pray over that. And that's something that's on your heart. We would love for you to make a donation. That is our benevolent care fund here at Trinity Woods. And it really does help many, many people and their families on campus. If you need more information about it, let me know. But it is just a great avenue to kind of pay it forward to people who you will never be able to thank you, but are incredibly grateful for your kindness. Any questions for me? Andy? Yes, Jacob is coming right behind you.
I would encourage you to take a good, strong look at reading this book. They're Your Parents Too, the one that Steve is going to do a seminar on this Thursday night, June the 15th. I read the book, and before I finished reading it, I was so impressed with it that I got online and found 5 copies that I could buy through eBay. I wanted one for each of my children, and I want them to read it. I think it is so, so important to avoid any kind of conflict that can come up with our kids when they have to start taking care of us and making decisions about what happens to us.
Has anybody else already read the book? Lou, what do you think? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great book. And that's why we're really opening up to more than just Trinity Woods. You guys all have friends that have grown children, but please invite them. And you do not have to have read the book before you come. Please know that. Steve is like, you do not have to have read it because like Andy said, you have to, if you need help finding copies, please let us know. But you don't have to have read it. Just come. The discussion will be great. And they're going to do kind of a synopsis of it before to kind of help you get the premise of it. But I would definitely encourage you to come. It's going to be a really great event that I think is real informative for not just you, but for your children and hopefully friends. Richard?
Is there any way that our children who live at a distance can zoom in on that 15?
I believe it is being recorded. I don't know that it's going to be Zoomed by virtue of how we're doing kind of the small discussion, but I believe that Steve is working on getting someone on campus to record the event. So I'll research that more. So the question was, is there a way that people who don't live in Oklahoma could either Zoom or watch it? And we're trying to figure out a way to record the event. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Dennis. Oh, you have.
Thank you, Bonnie. Couple of things from operations perspective. We've gotten a lot of inquiries about the Vibrant system. We got an inquiry as to if we would do a presentation or create a pamphlet of explanation of what Vibrant is, what we expect out of it, and the different operational features that would help the community. And we've done that. We just haven't quite, we're not quite finished with it yet. And I want to give you an update on where we're at on Vibrant. Does everybody in here know what Vibrant is? Anybody not know? Okay, great. Vibrant is a portal, is a web portal that we have for our wellness department. It you get a username and a login, and you log in, and there's lots of information that's posted in that portal. For about the last 4 or 5 months, the information has been somewhat sporadic, and we've had a lot of turnover in users. We've had a lot of turnover in staff. So we kind of pushed reset and we started over. Allison is heading up some training with staff training with different departments to get ourselves reacquainted with the Vibrant system. And before I got involved in wellness, the wellness department, I wasn't as familiar with Vibrant myself. So I've had to take some time. So we apologize for any of the issues. We know a lot of people use it, but we feel like it's important that we get it right and that we present all the information properly. So we kind of took a pause and pushed reset. And I asked Allison if she would create a brochure, and she's done that. We are just now in the proofreading stage. Once we get that done, what we're going to do is we're going to do a presentation of what our expectation is of Vibrant to member council, and then we'll also do the same thing to town hall. But basically, some of the headlines that we have in the brochure that we'll be able to give everybody in the community is kind of talks about what's Vibrant. It gives an explanation. What does it offer? Environmentally conscious, easy to use, talks about different factors and how to use it. So we'll be coming out with that hopefully within the next 30 days or so. And they're making a lot of progress. One thing that's a community requested that's kind of slowing the process down a little bit, and that is you guys requested that you be able to go in Vibrant and make your reservations for multiple events at one time instead of having to log out, log back in, and do all those things. That's not something that Vibrant is typically used to. So we're having to work with them to kind of rewrite the process to be able to fit that as a custom mode for us. And they're working on it. They're pretty deep into it. And I think hopefully they're going to be able to pull that off. But again, that kind of slowed the process down as well. So again, we should have everything posted correctly and up and running, and should be getting the calendars on there, getting the dietary menus on there, the specials, all those different types of things that we were used to previously. Hopefully we'll have all this lined out in the next 30 to 60 days. So we are working on it, and we appreciate the patience on that while we're working through that. A couple other things. We've been getting a lot of inquiries on landscaping. As I've said many times in the past town halls, that we're very well aware of the landscaping, the dead plants. We've evaluated them. We've gotten, they've evaluated the entire campus. They sent us a quote. I took a deep breath, asked them to go back and take another look at that. And they're doing that right now. So we are negotiating that, and hopefully we'll start. I think they've replaced a few. Some of the trees and things that we lost, we may not get those replaced back until early fall, but they'll at least be removing them, and all the dead plants hopefully again will be replaced and in place. I'm hoping sometime by early summer. So we're continuing to evaluate it. Some of the plants that we thought were dead are now beautiful. So we had a lot of crepe myrtles that we thought we lost, and now they've all leafed out, and they're going to be spectacular this summer. So I think in that aspect, patience has kind of paid off for us. But we'll hopefully we'll have that completed pretty quickly. Those of you who have noticed, those of you who live in the patio home community, probably have noticed. I'm pretty sure you have, that we've been doing some roofing. Those of you who have had your house roofed, I'm quite confident that you knew we were there. It is intrusive. It is it's kind of a little bit of a painful process, but we're moving along very well. They're averaging, when we get good clear weather, they can do about 7 or 8 a day. We hope to have this project completely wrapped up by the middle of June. The reason we use that date is we probably can get it done quicker if we get a break in the weather. But the last time they tore those roofs off, they scared me to death because I knew it was going to rain, but they did get them finished. They were late. So I've told them to be a little more cautious and just make sure that we don't have any rain in the forecast, and don't tear off any more than they can put back. So I think they're doing a really good job. And FYI, we talked about this project about a year ago, and just to give you an update, by being patient and waiting, the bid that we had a year ago is $80,000 higher than the bid we got for getting the project completed. So we were able to save about $80,000. It was a little more than that, but we had some repairs that we had to do while we waited during that period. So our net is about 80,000 difference. The other thing that we've had a lot of inquiries on is the liquor license, and I'm going to give you guys an update. We are now in phase 3. We're past phase 1. We're past phase 2. We're now in phase 3. Phase 3 is not as complicated. We hope to have all the information in the next week or so, couple of weeks. And then phase 4 we'll start moving on to getting our staff trained and getting their certifications. And Richard's been working on he's been reading his book and studying. And so I'm sure he'll be testing soon and getting his license. And so we'll be hopefully fully licensed very soon. I've given kind of target dates before. Working with the city sometimes is a pleasure, sometimes it's difficult, right? This has been one of those difficult processes. So hopefully we'll have this wrapped up very, very soon. Another update I wanted to give you is on we've talked about the golf simulator that we're going to put in the Fleming Center, that what we used to call the old pool room, which is across from the men's restroom in the Fleming Center. The golf simulator has arrived. They sent the third box to the golf simulator was sent, and someone refused it. And the reason they refused it was because it didn't come to us. It came to a neighbor. So in the meantime, they reshipped that part. We do have it now. It's a very, very important piece. So Jesse, they'll start assembling that, and hopefully we'll have that completed here pretty soon. And we can, you guys can all enjoy a golf simulation. Another thing, we had an inquiry on the Cypress Grill, and we agree there was a sign on the salad bar that said, you must wear your mask while at the salad bar. I think Jacob, he's going to give an update about the Oklahoma Department of Health and about the mask mandates and COVID mandates and those types of things. But basically, we're going to take those signs down, and you're no longer required to have to wear a mask as you get your salad. So let's see. I think that pretty much one thing security asked me to do is to mention and to remind everybody with summer weather, more people get out, things, start happening, more mischievous actions start to form during the summer. So if you guys see something on campus, please say something to us. Let us check it out. Might be someone's grandson or grandkids or son-in-law or whatever. And if so, we'd love to meet them and talk to them. If it's someone that's up to no good, we'd like to meet them too. So if you guys could, please, if you see anything strange and out of the ordinary, please give us a call and let us check it out. Give us a chance to check it out. Last thing is the roads in the patio homes. I know the holes are still there. We are truly working through it. We do have a final bid. I think we are really close to selecting the contractor. I need to get the roofing project out of the way. We will be starting, when we start the project, we will be starting on Quebec. That is the worst area. So we'll be starting there. In the meantime, if we can't get this started before the 4th of July, the guys are going to make some patches. So when you have the 4th of July parade, we won't have any issues or entanglements with potholes while you're walking through the parade. I'm not even sure exactly what the parade route is, but if it does happen to go through that area, we are going to be prepared for that. So we're well aware of it. So I think with that, that's all the prepared comments I have. Does anybody have anything for me? Yes. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Question was, is security still calling if you leave your garage door open? And the answer to that is yes. They should be calling. If they miss one, please contact them if you see it, and let me know as well. I would love to know, because yes, they are supposed to be doing that.
How about the curbing that's in front of Crestwood? Some of it is broken.
Right. Yeah, it's basically, I think it's what happened is it just kind of spalded or scalded. And when we put the ice melt down, it's deteriorating. We realize that. Jesse and I have looked at that. I've looked at it with Ty also. There's not a really good stopping and starting point. So we're going to probably go all the way to the north past Crestwood entrance. And when we do that, we're going to just take care of Crestwood entrance as well. We've had a few issues there at the threshold to the vestibule. So we're gonna start working on that. That will be part of the road process, and it will be included in that project as well. So great question, and we will get that done. And the question was the sidewalks crumbling, or excuse me, the curbing crumbling in front of Crestwood. Yes.
Is it possible, I don't know if this is your department or not, but is it possible for Treetop to have the garbage bags we're supposed to use?
For recycling?
No, they have those for recycling for the garbage bags we're supposed to put our garbage in rather than the Walmart bags, the Reese's bags or the,
Okay.
you can't buy it here.
So the question was, can Treetop start offering trash bags along with recycling bags? And the answer to that is yes. We'll get some. Yes, absolutely. Yes,
When
Kay.
you resurface Quebec, will it be asphalt or will it just be like it is now, concrete?
That's a great question. So let me clarify what I mean by the term resurface versus replacement. Our goal in our bid is to replace curb to curb. And we're trying to figure out how we can do a monolithic pour, which means that we won't have a seam down the middle. That's where all of our issues are, is having the seam and water and freezing and raising and those kind of things. So our goal is to pour it from curb to curb all in one pour. Now, not the whole street, obviously, but it'll have to be done in sections, but that's how we're going to replace it. And it will be concrete. Yes. Yep. Okay. Thank you very much. I believe Jacob's going to come up and visit with us. Thank you.
Well, good morning. Oh, look at that. You're all awake. Okay, I'm Jacob Will. I'm the Vice President of Health Services here. So we do have some updates. The last couple of months, I've said there's things coming. We're not quite sure what it is. Well, they finally have really, over the last 7 days, kind of given us an onslaught of new things. So we did send out some of those in an update, which I hope everybody received. But the biggest one, obviously, is the mask mandate has been lifted. Currently, the health center was really the only place that we were still using that. And we were preparing to remove those on our own because of the county transmission levels had lowered enough that we would be able to do that. And then the CDC and CMS came out and said essentially that they were stopping all their tracking around it, which then if you were in a high level, you had to have masks and things of that nature. So with them removing that, it essentially removes the mask mandate. Now, there will be times where you might see us put masks back on. If we do have outbreaks, things of that nature, some of our own policies state that we would do some of those source controls just to help reduce any spread, things of that nature. But at this time, everywhere on our campus, masks are voluntary. And I think you're still seeing some of them in there. What's really comical is when you see them still down like on people's chins. They're really not doing anything there. Your chin is not susceptible to COVID, but well protected. With the removal of the mask mandate, that also allows us to do a few more things with flexibility with our events, specifically in our licensed areas and in the health center. So one that we were really having to kind of control the number of people that were gathering together or where they were gathering together in the health center. That's pretty much lifted now to where people can gather in common spaces there. They can be in a large group and you don't have to worry about the number and so on. It also allows guests and family to come in and actually dine with their loved ones because before you couldn't take your mask down in that common space except for the residents. So now that was a real common question that we were getting from family and things of when they would be able to come in and actually dine with their loved ones. So we're really glad that that can occur. Another item that happened is around our vaccinations. We will continue to track vaccination records for all of our employees, no matter where they work on campus, and any residents that live in our licensed areas. But while we track it, it's no longer mandatory. So we actually just held a booster clinic on Wednesday. and had more people go through it. And we will continue to do that, over really until the end of 2024 is the current mandate. So we'll continue to track that, continue to offer that as well to you guys. If there's new things that come out, we will work with local pharmacies to hold more clinics. Before I continue on, I said I had an onslaught of stuff and then I just passed that on to you guys real quick. Do you guys have any questions regarding the update that was sent out this week or the changes that occurred? Yes.
Clarification about the COVID booster, is that not planned for the general residency?
Okay, so the question is around the COVID booster, and is your question, is it still required out for the group? Offered. So yes, currently, and they made some changes. So if you all remember when we very first did our COVID booster vaccinations, you had to get two. You had to get two in that primary dose. And then from then on, it was just boosters. Now it's essentially almost like a flu vaccine. There's just one shot. If you had never gotten any vaccines before, all you need to do is get the one bivalent vaccine. And the current offerings that are out there, they're removing everything to where essentially starting in June, it's just these new bivalent doses. And that's the only thing that you can have out there. It sounds like the recommendation is going to be an annual renewal of that. So we will continue to do vaccine clinics for the entire campus. And it will be that bivalent COVID booster. So we don't have one coming up. And that's another complication is I bet all of us received our booster at a little bit different time because when they started coming out, we did do clinics here. People went out to their local pharmacies and things. We're probably going to look at doing something more towards the early fall to try to stay a little bit ahead of the flu vaccine, which is a typical October. I'm looking at, October is usually when we do flu. You can do these at the same time. And while that's a fine recommendation, I think most people are like, well, I'll spread out the number of times you stick me and things. So we'll probably be looking at something in the early fall. Now, if you feel that you need a booster, if it's been a long enough period, you can always reach out to your primary physician to ask them, or even your pharmacist. We had people that came to get their booster this Wednesday, and the pharmacist essentially said, hey, if you've already had the bivalent, we can't give you another one because you're considered up to date. And they want to prevent anybody from receiving a bill for that. But starting today, those vaccines are no longer covered by the government. They're going to be covered, I think, by most insurance companies, but it is something just to be aware of. You don't want to just go get a shot just to get a shot and accidentally get a bill for it. So certainly talk to your primary physician, talk to your pharmacist, if that's something you're interested in right now. Does that help? Yeah. Any other questions, COVID related? All right. One other item we had is we have been working with a podiatry group that has been coming to all areas of the campus. They essentially came every month, but they visited a different section of the campus. That podiatry group, through no fault of ours, they can no longer serve the entire state of Oklahoma. They notified us. And so they're not able to come here. I started reaching out to other organizations through town, and a lot of people were using them. And so everybody was shopping and trying to find a good podiatry group. So we have signed into a new agreement with a local podiatrist. He's out of Sand Springs. He's been serving other communities like us, is really excited to come here. I've given all that information to the wellness team, and they're going to start scheduling with him. His name's Dr. Allen, and he's got an assistant that comes with him. We should start seeing him in June, but I just wanted people to know, if you were coming to our podiatrist here on campus, that kind of every 3 months that you'd be offered at this time period, it's going to be a little bit longer just because we had a gap there while we were searching for a new replacement. So I think those were all the updates that I had for you guys. Are there any other questions for me? Yes. So the question is, does the podiatrist accept community care? So yes. I also asked him, I said, are there any insurances that you can't accept? And he said, not to worry about that. He will take any and all. And if he is denied a claim, he writes them off. He does not bill any individuals. He feels like he's really happy to provide this service, and he doesn't want it to ever become a burden for anybody. So, but he rambled off some of them that he accepts, which is essentially probably 98% of what we would normally run into. The first time that we'll see him is in June, but I don't know which area he's going to see first. So, all right. Thank you all. Irene.
Good morning. I am Irene Brown, Life Enrichment Coordinator here at Trinity Woods. I'm told I'm supposed to say who I am to the camera. Anyway, I am honored to be the announcer of a couple of exciting member-run initiatives today. And the first one begins with some sobering facts. Well, where is it? Okay. Every day, 1 in 5 children right here in Tulsa County is undernourished. The overall food insecurity rate in Tulsa County is almost 14%. In the summer, children are out of school and do not have access to school lunches. So that is a time of especially great need for food banks and other providers of food. Trinity Woods member Kay Brown used to volunteer at Restore Hope Ministries, a strong nonprofit that was incorporated in 1978 by Tulsa area United Methodist congregations to meet the need for emergency assistance for families in crisis. Kay was recently inspired to help Trinity Woods members make a difference this summer. She recruited a team, and they are launching today a Trinity Woods canned food initiative. Trinity Woods Feed Families bins will be located in Treetop at Crestwood and in the Steen Coffee Bar right outside this door in the Community Life Center, starting this afternoon through August 31st of this summer, this crucial time for food. You may put your food donations in either or both of those bins anytime and repeatedly. 1 can, 10 cans, whatever. The Feed Families team will be monitoring the bins, and they will contact Restore Hope, who will pick up on a regular basis. They're in this neighborhood every week, so it should go seamlessly. A flyer will be in your boxes with more information on Monday and some suggested items that are particularly needed. And I want to thank the wonderful Feed Families team for this initiative. Please stand as I call your name. Kay Brown. I'll read them all. Julia Couch, Lou Phelps, Rosemary Frew, David Maddox, and Doris Piatak. All right. And thank you in advance to you all for being a part of this initiative. Second exciting announcement, it comes from our treasure chest volunteers. Shop now and enter to win. When you shop at the treasure chest, the next 2 times it's open, that would be next Friday and June 2nd, you will be entered into a drawing for a Fitbit. So shop and get healthy at the same time. You will get one ticket for the drawing just by walking in the door when the treasure chest is open. Plus one ticket for every $5 you spend. So the more you shop, the more your chances of winning that Fitbit. Now, men, there are items for you in the treasure chest. We don't have clothes, but we have electronics. Every now and then, I think we have a set of golf clubs. We have gifts for your loved ones. We have something for everyone in the treasure chest. Now, some people say that they don't know where the treasure chest is. Well, we've got a solution. Immediately after town hall, some of the treasure chest volunteers, or at least one, will be by the pool table and would be delighted to show you the way to your hidden treasure. So just meet them out there. And before I leave, would all of the treasure chest volunteers who are here today please stand? These are the ladies who make it happen. Thank you so much.
Okay, I have one other thing I want to say then to close us out. If you remember, last month I told you that we had a nurse that was graduating with her RN, Mandy Marlar. She actually is walking today in her ceremony. And this is how special things, they just kind of come at you when you don't expect it. We had another nurse, her name is Tara, in the health center that, unbeknownst to a lot of us, was going through RN school and graduated as well this month. So now we have two new soon-to-be RNs in the health center, and that's just a really great blessing for these ladies. So yes to them. So is there any other questions before we adjourn today? All right. It's a gorgeous day. I see some members with their pickleball paddles out there. They are getting ready. Next Friday, if you don't know, there is the member staff pickleball tournament. It's next Friday afternoon. I believe it starts at 2. And so you can, if you're already playing in it, that's wonderful. If you want to come out and cheer us on, some of us staff were practicing yesterday afternoon. We have a long way to go to close the gap with you guys. So, but all right, have a great day.